Mi hametz karatio ana v'merchavia min hametza
Shabbos.
harati v'merchavia.
Nice color.
Min hametza
Nice color. I like it.
harati
I didn't know you were switching it out.
tida 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 tida
Anything. Yeah.
tida 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 Min hametz karatia ana v'merchavia.
Well, good Shabbos to all of you. I'm sitting in for the rabbi this Shabbat. My name is Jeff Rubenstein. I welcome you on behalf of Ner Shalom. We started out with a song called Min Hametza. All the music that you'll hear this evening is performed by the clergy, musicians, choir, Central Synagogue, New York City, and it's incorporated over 3 different CDs. Music, I believe, goes hand in hand with our services. Being a musician, it's the most fleeting of art forms. We can't see it, we can't grasp it, but we can feel it's working through us. I want to thank Dave and Debbie Bruce. They are partnering with me this evening. Dave is in our sound room, and Debbie just meanders around and does all kinds of different things for us. If you have cell phone or any electronic device, appreciate you muting the device so that we could all be together. There is pain in the Middle East. I'd like to begin, before we even light our Shabbat candles, with a prayer for Israel in its war with Iran. We mourn every life lost. Our hearts are with the families in Israel and beyond, grieving unimaginable loss. May they find comfort in the love of community, the embrace of memory, and the hope for peace. We stand in full solidarity with Israel and with all innocent people caught in the crossfire. May our hostages return. May their lives be spared. And may the leaders of the Middle East choose peace. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. May God give strength to the people of Israel and give them peace. We have a special event tonight. We are honored to have Deb and Rory Allen with us tonight. Earlier in the week, Rory was brought into the Jewish faith. And tonight, we have a special prayer and part of the ceremony, the presentation of his talit. So we start, though, with the blessing for Shabbat, the candle lighting blessing. And you'll find that on page 120 and 121. Deb, Rory, please lead us in this. So we start here, then here, then here.
Okay. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light. So may we, in our own way, be among those who kindle light. Oh, do we do this part?
Right there.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav b'tzion lehazik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who follows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Thank you. Let's.
Should we light the candles?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah, that's on me.
Here, I'll do one. I think we could do candles. I mean, here, go ahead. We can do the matches. I can try and light, and then you can light the jar. Can I give you a tip? No. You want a lighter? No, I'm doing. Hold it. Can I give you some information? I want to try. I know you want to try. I will explain. All right, hold it like this, and then you. All right, here. You can hold it and light it. Do you want to hold it? All right. It was. All right. You want to do the next one? Okay. See?
Why did you do that?
Here. You got it. That's photos, not video, right?
Yeah.
Now blow it out. Okay. We did it.
Thank you. Rory had his conversion ceremony called the Beit Din earlier in this week on June 16th. And his mom will now present Rory with his talit. Rory will don the talit, recite the prayer, and Rory's Hebrew name is Michael ben Tova. The talit, which in English means prayer shawl, is perhaps the most recognizable, universal Jewish ritual object. The history of this goes back millennia. The basic origins of the talit go back to a commandment found in Book of Numbers 15:37. And God spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel and tell them to make for themselves fringes on the corners of their garments throughout their generations. And they should place on the corner fringe of blue thread. And they shall be your fringe, and you shall see it and remember all of God's commandments and do them, so you will be holy for your God." Seems to me that the presence of the ritual fringes on our garments is intended to act as a device to keep our thoughts pure and focused on God's commandments. Now, we kiss the talit and recite this prayer. This is a transliteration. That's the Hebrew and then the English. So you can use either one.
Okay. Oh, does he say it or both of us?
Both or one, either one.
Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu v'hitatif v'tzitzi.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of all, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to wrap ourselves in the fringes. And so I didn't know for sure whether you would follow me, follow Theo and me into this life and become part of the tribe with us. So it means everything to me that you did decide to pursue this path and become part of the tribe. You are an awesome kid. I'm going to make you really embarrassed because you don't like to be the center of attention. Everyone stare at Rory. And that awesome kid, smart, kind, funny, and you enrich the lives of everyone who gets to know you. So here is your talit. Yes.
And finally, after you put your talit on, I would like to offer you the oldest blessing in our faith, the priestly benediction. To both of you. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord bless you, keep you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'hinukecha. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Lord lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Mazel tov. We continue our service on page 138 and 139 with Laha Dodi, which means "Come, my beloved." It's a hymn sung on Friday night, welcoming the Shabbat. It's a poetic invitation to join in welcoming the Shabbat, personified often as a bride or a queen. on the last verse. If you can, please rise. You'll know when that is. We proceed to page 144 for the Hatzi Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah v'yalma divra hirte v'yamlich malchute b'hayehon uv'yom omehon uv'hayeda kol beit Yisrael Bagala, Bagala, Uvizman Kariv, Vimaru, Amen. Yeheshme Rabba Mavora, Leolam Leomeomaya, Yitbarak, Yitbarak, Vishtabak, Vitbar, Vitromam, Vitnase, V'yid hadar, v'yid haleh, v'yid halal, shmei d'kudesh b'rihu, leila min kol birhata v'shirata, tushbehata v'ne'emata, dami ram bi'alma, v'maru, amen. We turn to page 146. And we rise for the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer and worship. You may be seated. On page 150, we find Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael Amha, and Chabta, Torah Mitzvot, Hukim Mishpatim, Otanu Lamadata. And together in the middle of the page, everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are a life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. On page 152 and 153 is the Shema prayer, the central prayer of our faith. These words are from Torah, from Deuteronomy. It affirms that God is one. And if you can, please rise for the Shema, followed by the Vahafta. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malhuto, leolam vaed. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anohi metzavaha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shiftaha b'veitecha v'lektaha v'derek v'shaktaha v'kumecha v'kshatam liot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha v'tavtam al mezuzot beitecha v'visharecha Laman tiskaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kadoshim lelohehem Ani Adonai Elohehem Asher hotzeti etem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lahem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohehem. You may be seated. Well, maybe we'll just keep going. On page 158. By the way, that was a real nice version of the Shema. But on page 50, I'm just going to go back and sit down.
Yisrael, Adonai Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. And you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you rise And you shall bind them for a sign upon your head, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doors of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates. That you may remember and do all of my commands, and see all free, all to your heart, all to your heart, all to your heart.
We turn to page 158 for Mi Hamoha, who is like you. This prayer recounts the moment the children of Israel fleeing Egypt reached freedom and safety after the splitting of the Red Sea. It was sung by Miriam during their first moments of freedom after hardship, bondage, oppression of living as slaves in Egypt for 400 years.
Ora Tehilo, O Seos, Fen, Ora Tehilo, O Seos, Fen, Nora Tehido O Sesh Tehido O Sesh Fel.
We turn to page 160 for Hashki Venu. This is a prayer that asks God for understanding. Wait, Dave. For peace, for protection, for hope. What it says is, God, grant that we lie down in peace and rise us up, O guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. Be gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore.
Shalom, Shalom, V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Shed beneath your oh Adonai, guard us from all things. Oh, keep us safe till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, from right. Oh, Hashkive Shalom, Shalom, V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim.
We turn to page 162 for the Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael ha-Shabbat laso ed ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael ha-Shabbat laso ed ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beni uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. Vishmru v'nei Yisrael ed ha-Shabbat laso ed ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai Asa Adonai et Hashamayim v'et ha'aretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael Shabbat laso et Shabbat lidorotam berit olam ubayom hashvi Shabbat v'nafash Shabbat v'nafash Shabbat v'nafash v'shamru v'nei Yisrael ha-Shabbat laso et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Together on the bottom, those who keep Shabbat by calling it the light will rejoice in your realm. The people that hallow Shabbat will delight in your goodness. For being pleased with the seventh day, you hallowed it as the most precious of days, drawing our attention to the work of creation. On page 164, through the next several pages, is our Amidah, the Tefillah prayer, the central prayer of all Jewish services. And the word Amidah literally means standing. So we together rise for this prayer, and we will hear the beginning of the Amidah on page 164 through the sound system. Tell Dave he can proceed. Okay, so we'll do this ourselves because it's not working over there. Tufiagi tehilate ha bar. Not my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzhak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor B'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zoher Hasdei Avot V'Imaot Umevi Gula Livnei V'Nehem Laman Shemo B'Yava Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Yezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'Olam Adonai Mahaye Metin Atah Rab Loshia Orid Hatal Mahakel Hayim Behesed Mahaye Hakol Berachamim Rabim Somef Noflim Berafei Holim Umatir Asurim Umakayem Amonato Lishenei Afar Mi Hamo Habal Gevurot Umi Dom Elah Melech Meimid Umahaye Umatzmi Yeshua V'nema Natalahayod Hakol Baruch Atah Adonai Mahaye Hakol Atah Kadosh V'Zim HaKadosh Doshim B'Hol Yom Hallelujah Selah Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. And together, you are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy bless you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. You may be seated. We spend a few moments in silent meditation. I like to consider this time your personal conversation with God. Well, there was going to be a song, but that didn't work either. So we'll keep going. Maybe we'll get to the next one. Our next prayer is on page 178, Shalom Rav. This is a prayer that we ask God to grant peace. It's our evening blessing for peace. Dave, can you play it? Well, we'll skip that one too and do it ourselves. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amha, Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon, lohol ha-shalom. Ki atahu melech Adon, lohol ha-shalom. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha livarei et Amcha Yisrael b'chol eit uv'chol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Dave, see if you can play the next one, which is disc 1, track 12. Let me go over to you. The next one is disc 1, track 12, Yehi L'Ratzon. No, Okay. Things junk.
You ratzon ibrit ben you let fun Adonai Suri Vento Adonai Suri Vego Men Emotions of my heart be accepted to you. Oh, God. I run and my Redeemer. You, the right soul, even if then you left on I don't know. I don't know. Suri Fego.
We turn to page 371 for the Mishaberach prayer, our prayer of healing. This is not a magic prayer. It would be wonderful if we can pray for a miracle and receive it every time. But this is a prayer. It's a statement of desired outcomes. It's an acknowledgement of our fear of disease, our desire to hold on to what we love, and an aspiration to have a meaningful life. It's a request that the considerable spiritual energy available to each of us be focused on the healing of one or more people. It's also a request or a request to understand how we respond to illness. And this week, the Mesha Berach list includes Rosalind Cantu, Sheila Leon, Richard Blaylock, Nick Joliat, Erwin Marcus, Anita Ash, Steve Booker, Carol Janowski, Faye Chernin, Ann Jackson, Clinton Parks, Jane Drabkin, Allie Hover, Kelly DeChamps, Gail O'Neill, Sandy Sandillo, Susan Van Colt, Doug Doer, Faith Goldstein, Heath Yancey. Are there others?
Fiona, did she get strong and can go home soon?
Thank you.
Mishebe Avotenu Mekor Li'oten. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let's say Amen. Bless those in need with refuge, shame, the renew, the spirit, and let's all
Our next prayer is for our military and first responders. We are thankful for the courageous men and women who have volunteered to serve, protect, and save us from dangerous circumstances. We ask for a special blessing and their protection. We include in this prayer the men and women who have chosen such difficult and dangerous jobs: military, police, fire, EMTs. Give them wisdom to make timely and wise decisions. We ask that you grant these brave men and women protection. And we say, Amen. Prayer for the United States. God and God of our ancestors, with mercy, accept our prayer on behalf of our country and its government. Pour out your blessings upon this land, upon its inhabitants, its leaders, its judges, officers, and officials who faithfully devote themselves to the needs of the public. Help them understand the rules of justice you have decreed, so that peace and security, happiness and freedom will never depart from our land. And I'm sure we all stand in solidarity with Israel. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. May God grant our people strength. May God bless our people with peace. May the Holy One spread over us, over Israel, and the world a shelter of your peace. Ken yehi ratzon. May it be so. This is the 623rd day of captivity for the Israeli hostages taken into the dungeons of Gaza. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless, protect, and guard those missing in action or held captive. We, the members of this holy congregation, pray on their behalf. May the Holy One have compassion on them and bring them out from darkness and the shadow of death. May God break their bonds, deliver them from their distress, and bring them swiftly back to their families' embrace. And we say, Amen. This week's Torah portion, Shlech Laha, it's from Numbers 13:1 to 15:41. Luce and I studied this past Monday. In this week's Parsha, Shlech Laha, God instructs Moses to send 12 men to scout the land, with each representing one tribe. Moses selects the scouts for the mission and gives them clear directions on their task. I can imagine Moses instructing the 12 scouts to start going through the Negev and then into the hill country. When you get there, he would tell them, look around, see what kind of country it is, and answer the following 5 questions. Are the people who dwell in this place strong or weak? Are the people who dwell few or many? Is the country in which they dwell good or bad? Is the soil rich or poor? Is it wooded or not? In addition, Moses directs the scouts to bring back some fruit from this land. I myself have some concern about questions that are closed-ended and force the scouts into a binary decision. But it's clear that Moses is interested in getting very specific information about the land and people who live in that land. And after 40 days, the scouts return with their reports, which they present orally to Moses and Aaron and the entire community. The land does flow with milk and honey. The people who inhabit the country, they are powerful people. The cities are fortified, and they bring to Moses and Aaron the fruit they picked. Caleb hushes the people and assures Moses that the Israelites will gain possession of this land and surely overcome its inhabitants. After all, 10 of the 12 scouts all accept Caleb, and Joshua depart from this factual reporting to negatively embellish the report. We read in Numbers 13:32 that they state that the country we scouted devours its settlers, and all the people we saw in it are men of great size. Finally, moving completely away from an objective analysis, we read further in Numbers 13:33, the scouts report we looked like grasshoppers to ourselves, so we must have looked to them. Scouts experienced trauma. They were enslaved in Egypt, fled with the Egyptians on their heels, and led by a God they could not see. And now they are being asked to give a calm and objective report about the possibility of conquering this land. God seems to recognize, at least at the time, the people are threatening to stone Joshua and Caleb for their faith in the Israelites' ability to conquer the land, that most of the people are responding with negative strategies. The 10 scouts provoked the entire community into a frenzy of fear and despair. Only Joshua and Caleb seem to be emerging from the slavery exodus narrative with any positive views. Again, as in the past, God is angered by the people, and Moses succeeds in talking God out of annihilating the Israelites. God decrees the eventual punishment. These Israelites who were slaves in Egypt would not be able to enter the land of Israel, but their children would, along with Joshua, Caleb. So why was it that Caleb and Joshua have a different approach to the trauma? Why do they experience renewed hope and strength in the ability of God in the Israelites? Perhaps Joshua's confidence and faith in God was solidified as he experienced the power of God defeating the entire Egyptian army. As we read the daily news reports of Israel's war in Gaza, the plight of the hostages in Gaza, 623 days in captivity, along with the current war in Iran, we too can recognize trauma is currently all around us. We need to be like Caleb and Joshua, find ways to positively grow from these kinds of experiences. Are there any announcements?
Service next week at 7:30. And we're coming up on Rosh Chodesh, which is the last week of the month, not next week, but the week after. Check your e-kibbutzes for more information.
We invite Deb and Rory again up to the bima and open the ark for us. Turn to page 586 for the Aleinu prayer. This is a prayer that conveys the fundamental values of Judaism. First, praise for being a unique people with a unique mission, the unique unity of God, and the hope for a time when God's presence will be fully realized on earth. So we rise, if we can, and turn to page 586, middle of the page, for the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabei l'adon hakol, la tekedu la liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kagoye haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot hadama, shelo sam helkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kahol hamonam, v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech Mohe Amlakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'nemar V'haya Adonai L'melech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu Yeh Adonai Echad Ushemo Ahad. Thank you. You may be seated. We turn to page 598 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. The Mourner's Kaddish never mentions death or dying, but instead proclaims the greatness of God. By reciting it, mourners show that even as their faith is being tested by loss, they are affirming God's greatness. I'd like to recite a poem before the Mourner's Kaddish. It's written by Yehuda Halevi, who was a doctor, a writer, poet. He's from Spain, born 1,000 years ago. 'Tis a tearful thing to love what death can touch, a fearful thing to love, to hope, to dream, to be, and oh, to lose, a holy thing. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing to love, what death has touched. When strength fades, there is perseverance. When perseverance fades, there is hope. When hope fades, there is love. Love never fades. So we turn to page 598. We rise, if we can, with the mourners, and I should name them. You don't have to rise this moment, but I should name them. This week we say Kaddish for Albert Sacken, Carl Pearl, Esther Gronick, Marion Max, Helen Cohen, and well, I don't have any other names. Are there other names to recite? What was that? Okay, thank you. Any others? Thank you. Now, we rise, if you can, on page 598, and we recite Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, v'yamad divra hirte v'yamlich malchute, b'hayahon of yomehon of hayed kol beit Yisrael, b'galav izman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabam of orach leolam olmei olmaya, yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudesha bariku, li'ela min kol birhata v'shirata, tushbahata v'ne'amata, damiram b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlom araba min shemaya, v'hayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. Our closing song, you may be seated. Our closing song is called Love Only Love. No, okay, so we don't have that, but I brought a backup. It's not as good as a song, but it's a backup. And it's two backups. Anyway, I'll read this one backup. This is a story. It's a short story. So I leave you with this. All the time in the world. Nice short story. While at a park one day, a woman sat down next to a man on a bench near a playground. "That's my son over there," she said, pointing to a little boy in a red sweater who was gliding down the slide. "He's a fine-looking boy," the man said. "That's my son on the swing in the blue sweater." Then, looking at his watch, he called to his son, "What do you say we go, Todd?" Todd pleaded, "Just 5 more minutes, Dad. Please, just 5 more minutes." The man nodded, and Todd continued to swing to its heart's content. Minutes passed. The father stood, called again. "Time to go now." Again, Todd pleaded, 5 more minutes, Dad. Just 5 more minutes." The man smiled and said, "Okay." "My, you certainly are a patient father," the woman responded. The man smiled and then said, "My older son, Tommy, was killed by a drunk driver last year while he was riding his bike near here. I never spent much time with Tommy, and now I give anything for just 5 more minutes. I vowed not to make the same mistake with Todd. He thinks he has 5 more minutes to swing. The truth is, I get 5 more minutes to watch him play." That author is unknown. So I thank you for your attendance, your participation. A special thanks for Deb Allen, Rory, who sponsored our Oneg, and Mazel Tov to both of you on joining the faith, our faith. And with that, I bid you a good Shabbos and have a safe weekend. Enjoy the week ahead. Shabbat Shalom.